Good evening to one and all. A warm welcome to 91st International Workshop on Publishing Tips, Tools and Resources under Golden Jubilee Year of NEHU, May 2022 to May 2023 International Workshop Series, a series of programs with the highest number and the best of ability every Friday 5 to 7 p.m. Research and publication for happiness and development. Jointly organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQAC, Northeastern Hill University, NEHU, Shillong, Meghalaya, and Indian Society for Training and Development, ISTD, Shillong chapter, in collaboration with the Department of Philosophy and IQAC, Moran College, affiliated to Dibrugarh University, MORANHAT, ASSAM, and Department of Philosophy, Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. A warm welcome to one and all, and Professor P. Chennaiya sir, my guru, collaborator, keynote speaker, mentor, guide, professor of philosophy, Department of Philosophy, Sri Venkateswara University, Professor Prabhasankar Shukla sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Northeastern Hill University, Professor S. Dikshit sir, former Registrar and former Director, IQAC, NEHU, Professor Rajareddy sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Venkateswara University, Professor Mithali Kaur ma'am, Principal, Moran College, Dr. Srotasini Gogoi madam, Workshop Coordinator, Moran College, Professor B.S. Mipun sir, Chairman, ISTD Shillong Chapter. A warm welcome to one and all senior teachers, policymakers, administrators, researchers, research scholars, students, and all the participants. Publishing tips, tools, and resources. Sir, am I audible, sir? Some of them that texted, you are not audible like that.
Clear, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very clear, Amresh sir.
So actually, the participants, you have your network issue from your side, not from my side. Please check. Publishing
Your
tips,
voice
tools,
is
and
clear,
resources.
Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Publishing tips, tools, and resources. Now, the 91st to 100th program, we are going to concentrate on publication. As per UGC regulation 2018, now a number of changes. UGC list of journals, again now careless journals, Scopus, Web of Science, and number of new things are coming up. Articles published in books, article published in chapter edited books, conference proceedings, magazines, newspapers, so many ways to publish articles. So Professor Chennai sir is going to deliver the philosophical approach foundations with special reference to publication. I'm eagerly waiting to listen from Professor Chennai sir, as usual, innovative philosophers. Sorry. This a warm welcome to one and all. As usual, we start our program with Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sukhalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhrajyosna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Thank you. I'm requesting Professor Chennai sir to deliver a keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Respectable coordinator, Dr. Amresh sir, who is the organizer, collaborator for international workshop, and all the participants of the international workshop. Today I'm going to share a wonderful philosopher of Western country or the total country or the world. So he born in France. His name is Stendhal, Stendhal. Stendhal. So he born in 23rd January 1783, died in 23rd March 1842. So he's a wonderful philosopher. He said many good things about the life. Life is very short, and it ought not to be spent crawlingly at the feet of miserable scoundrels. So your life is very short, but in the world you will find idiots, stupids, miserable, harmful persons, those who have money, power, many things. But don't crawling, don't give any self-respect, surrender to anybody who is dominating, who is not intelligent. Life is very short. It ought not to be spent crawlingly at the feet of these miserable scoundrels, unhappy people. So be respectable, be kind, be self-reliant, be honest. Don't surrender to anybody. Listen your inner soul. Then your life will be very beautiful. So have a connection with your inner soul. Then your life will be very beautiful. So he is telling, live with a self-respect. So live with happiness, live with a meditation, live with a walking, live with a joy, live with a enjoyment. Your life is not unlimited. Your life is not unlimited. Your life is a very limited. You may stay sometime in the world. Don't surrender your self-respect to the dictators, scoundrels, idiots, negative type of people. Live with a joyful manner. Listen your inner voice. He's telling, love is like a fever. It comes and goes without the will having any part of the process. So we find breeze, we find rain, we find hot sun rays. In the same manner, in the human being life, we find sometimes powerful love. It may come like a fever, he mentioned. So it may go, it may come just like a breeze, and just like a freeze, it will go. So don't have a attachment. It may come and it may go. That's why he's telling about woman. A woman of great generous character will sacrifice her life 1,000 times over for her lover, but will break with him forever over a question of right. So he lived in the France. During the period, he observed many things in the life. So woman is so kind, so generous for her lover. If she likes, she receives good respect from the husband or lover. If she feels unhappy, if she got insulted, then she may go outside of him. So he's telling the only unhappiness is a life of boredom. So he's telling, have a work, do comfortable, always active, always courageous. So don't be lazy. Do some good works always. Be active. So don't expect anything. Don't allow uneasiness, boredom, everything. allow good thoughts, good feelings, good life, have a good relation, good people, then your life will be very beautiful. To describe happiness is to diminish it. So here, if you say happiness is a beautiful, so you are going to the thought, you are going to the language. He is telling you have to experience happiness, pleasure, goodness, joy without any naming of language. If you name anything on the language, automatically you are underestimating. So the happiness is beyond language, beyond expression. If you experience happiness, pleasure, joy without any language, without any expression, without any description, with a silent state, you may see the beauty of the happiness. That's why he is telling to describe happiness is to diminish it. So if you say something on happiness, you are going out of the happiness. If you experience happiness without saying any language, any word, or any description, then you are in the silent position. You may enjoy the actual sense of happiness. That's why he's telling, don't involve any language, any description relating with your happy experiences of your life. So enjoy your happiness without any verbal expressions. Enjoy your happiness with the utmost attention of silence. Then you will see beauty of the happiness. God's only excuse is that he does not exist. The idea which tyrants find most useful is the idea of God. So he is telling about the world. The dictators of the world, the tyrants of the world, the dominators of the world are using their instruments in the form of the idea of God. So many tyrants, many dictators are using many instruments. So when people are not choosing their freedom, when people are blindly following, when people are blindly believing, then any person may direct them to do atrocities or injustices. So a people who have a quality of belief, they may do all types of things. So the dictators of the world find people who are believers, who are dependents, who are the followers, who are not questioners, not doubters, so only believers. So if the dictator finds a believer, a group of believers, then automatically he may use the idea of God. Then he may shackles, he may shackle, he may give some deep attachment relating with various types of ideologies. That's why in the name of God, many people of the world, many dictators of the world, they are getting more advantage in the usage of God, the idea of God. Women prefer emotions to reason. So he's telling women are emotional oriented, feeling oriented. Men are reason oriented, thought oriented. So sometimes we find in the women less reasoning, more emotions. In the men we find more reasoning, less emotions. Sometimes differently we find, according to Stendhal, 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 philosopher of the Western world, he is telling one can acquire everything in solitude except character. So if you find a silence, then you may enjoy everything. But character, you have to choose, you have to acquire, you have to take more care. Character involves good words using. Character involves expression of positive thoughts and positive emotions, doing all types of good things. Your all actions in the form of thoughts, emotions, other forms expresses So your character indicates all types of good things. So here we have a bad character. So here bad character means the behavior of the person negatively in thoughts, feelings, actions, and behavior. So that's why your good character is a asset for your life. Your good character creates happiness to you. It is a source for your mental peace. So he is telling, Stendhal is telling beauty is nothing other than the promise of happiness. So he is telling where there is a beauty, there we find happiness. Where there is a happiness, there we find beauty. So he is telling there is an inseparable relationship between beauty and the happiness. When you see a beautiful landscape or a beautiful forest or a beautiful person, then you will find a total silence, more happiness. So beauty creates pleasure and happiness. So he's telling beauty itself is a state of happiness. Love is a well from which we can drink only as much as we have put it. So love is a well. So we have a water wells. We have a different type of wells. In the petrol wells, water wells, we have various types of wells. If you pour water on the well, you are in a position to take water from the well on the basis of the quantity you have poured on the well. So if water is sufficient in the well, you may take more water. If water is not sufficient in the well, you are not able to take more water. In the same manner, if you give more affection, tenderness, goodness, happiness, love to others, you may get more love from others. So your deposits of love are there in the other people's minds. Whenever you need, you may get more love and affection. If you are not given any love, affection, goodness to others, you may not find the bank deposit of love in other people. So if you have more deposits of love on other people, you may get anytime the love from others. That's why he's telling for happiness, for a goodness, for a love, you have to give more love to others. Then only you will expect, then only you will get more love from others. So that's why give love, then you may get any time. If you have not given any love to others, you may not get any love from others. So give something, take something. Your taking depends upon your giving. If you are not given anything, you won't get anything from others. That's why give good things to others. Then you may get anything from others anytime. All religions are founded on the fear of the many, the cleverness of the few. So he is telling the religions of the world are founded, they are based on various types of fears. So fear of death, fear of fate, fear of danger. So because of this belief, this fear, many religions founded is telling we are worshipping various types of gods to avoid fears. So he's telling a clever people invented religions on the basis of fear. This is expression given by a great philosopher of France, Stendhal. So he's telling a very small degree of hope is a sufficient to cause the birth of the love. If you give hope, you may get more hope. Power after love is the first source of happiness. If you have a more power, you are a powerful person, you are the top level official. If you have a more power, that power is the source for happiness. He's telling power after love is the first source of happiness. So when there is a love, there is a happiness. When there is a love, there is a good. When there is a love, you will find a pleasant environment in the relationship. So he is telling power is the one of the sources of happiness. Power after love is the first source of happiness. So he's telling power and love are sources of happiness. He's telling about the mathematics. Mathematics allows for no hypocrisy and no vagueness. So he's telling about the accuracy, no hypocrisy, no cunningness, no darkness. We find exactness in the mathematics. So he's telling a mathematics is a science of clarity, purity, transparency. The pleasures of love are always the proportion to our fears. So he is telling we have two angles in the human being life. One is a love, another is a fear. We have various types of fears and we have various types of love. So both are in the same level. People happy in love have an air of intensity. So have a environment of love. If you have a love environment, then you will find happiness. Have a happiness of intensity on the basis of love spreading, love environment. Friendship has its illusions no less than love. So when you have a friendship, when you have a love, you may have many illusions, mistaking one thing for another. You may expect many things. You may go with your dreams, but your dreams may be fulfilled or not. But when you have a good relationship in the form of love, in the form of friendship, you may go with a dream world on the basis of good dreams, good relationships, good feelings, but they may be fulfilled sometime, they may not fulfill sometime. That's why he's telling friendship has its illusions, no love. So when there is a love, you may get something, you may not get something. In friendship, you may achieve something and you may not achieve something. What is really beautiful must always be true. So where there is a beauty, there is a truth. So here he said about the logic. Logic is neither an art nor a science, but a dodge. So here dodge means escaping, evading, disappearing. So here, if you have a logical capacity, logical reasoning, you may defend one thing, you may negate something, you may reconcile something, you may do negatively, positively, with different senses. It has many dimensions. That's why Stendhal is telling logic is not a science, it is not a art, it is a dodge. It may be escaping, it may go any direction, it has no any limitations, it may move any time, it has a different angles. So our true passions are selfish. So if you have a deep desires, they are full with ambitions and greeds. Pleasure is often spoiled by description, you see. Pleasure is often spoiled by description. So if you are seeing a beautiful picture or if you are in the beautiful enjoyment or any smile, so here he is telling, if you say this is a beautiful, here we find two aspects. One is a truth, another is a reality. So truth means exactly what it is without saying any verbalization. If you say anything with a verbal manner on any object or anything, that is a description, that is a reality. So truth is beyond language, beyond description. It is a total state of silent seeing. So here Stendhal is telling pleasure is often spoiled by description. If you are eating some food, if you are seeing one beautiful picture, if you are listening any music, something, if you say something, you may be in the out of that beautiful experience. That's why in the form of description, if you give anything in happiness, in the pleasure, you won't get, you may go outside. That's why description is not good. To enjoy happiness, relating with anything. So silent observation, silent essential attention is essential to experience the happiness. To be loved at first sight, a man should have at the same time something to respect and something to pity his face. So here, if you find any sudden insight relating with love or any good relationship, so it may have more effect in the human being life. Stendhal is telling love is a beautiful flower. So when there is a love, you will find more enjoyment. There are as many styles of beauty as there are visions of happiness. You may find various types of beautiful pictures in the world. At the same time, you will find various types of ways to get more happiness. The difference breeds hatred. Where there is a conflict, where there is a difference, where there is a misunderstanding, there is a hatred. Where there is a hatred, there is unhappiness. So, if you are free from differences, conflicts, contradictions, antagonisms, you will find harmony. When there is a harmony, there you will find the freedom from hatred. One half of the finest of life is hidden from the man who does not love with the passion. So he is telling we have two types of love in the world. A love based on desire, attachment. Another love, a love not based on desire and attachment. He is telling if you express love on the basis of passion, desire, attachment, then you will go to sometime psychological prison, unhappiness in the life. If you express your life without any desire, then automatically you will enjoy the bliss and heaven. So when there is no desire, ambition, attachment, possessiveness, expectation in the love, if you move with the desirelessness in the love, then always you will find happiness. So in the modern life, most of the human beings are spreading their love with the desires and attachments. That's why shortly they are getting unhappiness. So he's telling when there is no expectation and desire, so love is a very beautiful, love is a very joyful. So a love without passion is a beautiful love. A love with a passion is a love of prison. So that's why in the affairs of human being life, in the activities also, if you have more passions, automatically you will become slave to your passions. When you have no any passions, you will become a free person. These are in the state of mind. I cannot provide the reality of events. I can only convey their shadow. So we say something about any experience, but we can't give the original experience through our language. Language has a different level, limited level. That may be a shade, that may be a pointer, that may be a one level of communicator relating with the experiences. But the language is telling one dimension. If you want to know the actual experience of anything, we have to go beyond language, beyond the description. The first instrument of a people's genius is its language. So we are deciding a human being's ability, brilliance, excellency on the basis of their language, their expression, their logic, their understanding, their convincing nature. So the boredom of married life inevitably destroys love when love has preceded marriage. So when a relationship between two people in the marriage relation, when there is a love in the marriage relation, then the marriage relation is a very beautiful. It is a friendliness, it is a joy, it is a wonderful thing. When there is no love in the marriage life, then that life itself is a boredom. That life itself is a slavery. That life itself is a bondage. That's why in the marriage life, if you have love, then that is a beautiful life. If you have no love in the marriage life, that is a boredom, that is a unhappiness, that is a problematic thing. So he is telling in every aspect of human being life, when you are working, when you are thinking, when you are feeling, when you are moving, when you have a love as a shadow, love as a companion, then your life will be very beautiful. If you have no love relating with the affairs, your life is an unhappy one. If you go with the silence in the watching, if you experience all human experiences without any description, without any language, with a silent manner, then you will see wonderful beauty in personal experience. That's why he's telling, so our life is a very short. Don't surrender your self-respect. Have a wisdom. Do good things. Love should be your way of life. Understand everything. Live with a positive manner. Have a joy and happiness. Then your life will be very beautiful. I concluded this speech, Amreshwar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Our wonderful keynote address. Now I'm requesting the noble participant to interact with Professor Chennai, sir. Over to Pawan Iddanapudi, madam. Professor Venkatrao, sir, from Andhra University. Priyanka Tappa. All, please.
So he's a philosopher of Francis Stendhal, Stendhal. So he's a philosopher of love, philosopher of friendship, philosopher of experience without any description. He's a wonderful philosopher to know about one's own life. Amresh sir. Amresh sir.
Yes, sir. I already asked, sir. Hema madam, Professor Venkatrao, sir, most welcome after a long time. Please, sir. Professor Venkatrao, sir, you are not audible. Please, loudly.
Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello?
Sir. Please, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please, Professor Venkatrao, please ask something, share something.
Well, after 5 minutes, I will join.
Okay.
There is a disturbance in
Okay.
here.
Yes. Thank you.
Francis Stendhal. Actually, first time listening, sir. I never heard about the philosopher.
Yes. So we are discovering new people who contributed a lot for human welfare,
So,
human love.
what type of life lessons we can learn from Francis Stendhal for our students and teachers?
So here in the philosophy of Stendhal, we find we have a great element called love. It may come just like a breeze. It may come just like a fragrance. It may go just like a, so you see the beauty of a flower. So the life of the flower, the fragrance will go in the midnight or early morning or any time it may go, it may spread. So here, it may not wait for somebody for a photograph or for appreciation. It may spread fragrance any time, any moment of the flower's life. In the same manner, in the love affair of every human being, it may go anytime, it may come anytime, just like a fragrance of a flower. So that's why if we expect constant love, sometimes we find disappointment, frustration. That's why we find gaps, balances, separations, many things in the love also. That's why he's telling, enjoy your love when you have an experience. So don't expect anything more. If you expect more, then there is a problem for you. So he's telling, our life is limited. Don't spend your more time on disappointment, worry, violence, frustration, egoistic outlook with the quarrels. Enjoy your life with friendliness, smiling, appreciation, good things observation, seeing beauty in the external world and the internal world. So create your own life with a beautiful manner. Your life is nothing but your creation. Your life is nothing but your choice. If you have a choice of destruction, thefting, lying, deception, unhappiness, then you are responsible for your life. If you have taken your life different route without expecting anything from others, living what you have, if you have not got anything, if you are not frustrated, if you live with a simple manner, if you are moving with a nature without any gaps, with a joyful manner, then your life will with a good manner, then your life will be very beautiful. So if you take more problematic things, then your life will be very ugly. That's why have a good relation, good mood in every affair of your life. So here he's telling, have a experience of life without any description. So he's telling about the pleasure and happiness. So pleasure and happiness, if you describe, if you say something about your experience of love and pleasure, automatically the description will create problem to you. That's why don't say anything in the language form. Then your life will be very beautiful. If you say something, then you may go outside of it. So she is telling about the relationship between men and women. He described. He said about the woman, a woman is a very tender-hearted person. If she loves her lover or a husband, if he is a good, she may give more things. She may sacrifice many things. She may surrender her total life, total property, everything. But if she gets insult, disrespect from her lover or husband, she may go outside. She may leave psychologically that particular person. So woman is a great, she is a self-respected person. If she misses self-respect, she may avoid, she may get more freedom from others. So he's another telling, character is the most important thing in the life. If you have a good behavior, good character, then you may achieve many things. Silence is the most important thing. You may achieve many things in the life. Follow this silence. So here is telling power and love are most important things. At the same time, if you have a complete understanding about yourself, then your life will be very beautiful. So here he is telling, live without any passion, live without any desire, live without any expectation. If you live with a woman or a man or with a job or anybody, your passion, your desire is the root cause many problems. If you expect more in the form of something, if you are not achieving, you may get frustration. That frustration creates depression. That depression creates unhappiness. That unhappiness creates suicide, murder, killing, many things. So the all unhappiness is coming from your mind. That's why be careful on the movements of your mind, relating with the thoughts, emotions, everything. Your mind is the center of your happiness. Your mind is the center of your unhappiness. Always move with the watching of your mind by your soul. If you miss watching, then automatically your mind creates so many problems. That's why mind watching constantly is the source for your great learning experiences, great memory, great skills, great life, everything good. Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us. Over to Dr. Jagadishwari Madam, Priyanka Thapa Madam, and Professor Venkatrao sir, Hema
Hello.
Madam. Venkatrao sir, please, sir, please, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir. Very wonderful experience. Sir,
Yes, very happy to listen your voice, Venkatrao.
we don't know about the studies, lifestyle and his practice, his philosophy or not, but the Chennai sir is almost 100% the follower of the Francis Standal's philosophy, no doubt at all. We closely observed that your character, your passionate situations and all these things we know very nearer to the philosophy of the Standal. So thank you very much, sir. We are experienced person, particularly the Standal philosophy. This is new to the many people. In the earlier, we never heard here about the Standal philosophy. Thank you very much, sir. Very wonderful, very neat and very heart-touching explanations with your love, with the what kind of passions is need, what kind of passions is not to be followed. These kind of explanations are very wonderful, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
So wonderful! Congratulations for your wonderful small expression, a small speech. So you are also same. You are also very good person. Your life also similar to great philosophical. You have spoken very kind things. So he born in the France. So maybe he born in 1783 in the January 23rd, and he died in 1842. 200 years, more than 200 years ago,
Okay.
in the France. He said so. So we are sharing very deep people. We are representing the world. We are not representing. We may born in a particular India. We may have great prospect. We may enjoy the beauty of the country. But we are representing. We are discovering. We are knowing great philosophers of the world, and we are presenting great things. We are thinking Earth is our country. So
Thank
entire
you.
world is one family. Without so Venkatrao garu. So we are representing good things from on behalf of the world to share good things, Venkatrao.
These kind of philosophies are providing a harmony among the people of the world, sir. So
Yes.
thank you very much to Amaresh sir to provide this opportunity to all. This kind of philosophy is everywhere.
Yes. So when there is a love, there we find appreciation, because you have a very you have a clean heart. Amaresh sir have clean heart. So there is a heart connection, clean heart connection. When there is a free heart, good appreciation, good words, good things will come. So he's Stendhal also telling, when you have a clean mind, clean heart, spread good love.
With the family of philosophy, we are all love you, sir.
Thank you. Same, because we have a many dimensions of the love. So here he said about the two types of love, Stendhal. One is a love with a desire and attachment. He's telling you have a two doors, two ways to use your love. If you use your love with a desire and attachment, you are going pleasantly, but you are going to hell and prison. If you are moving with love with a desire and attachment, he is telling another love, a love without any desire and attachment with a fragrance. If you move, you are going to heaven and the bliss, a place of bliss. That's why he is telling. So you have to keep desires and attachments in the love, then you may enjoy very beautiful experience of love. Venkatrao garu.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, love with desire and love without desire.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you, Venkatrao garu. For a long time, we feel very happy.
Thank you.
Amresh sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Priyanka Tapaji from Darjeeling.
Yes,
Mohammed
sir. Good evening,
Safir.
sir.
Good evening, Priyanka, please.
Nice to see you all again, sir. I was not able to attend your program, sir.
Something.
But sir really nicely explained his philosophy. I also didn't know about him. And I really like the example of pouring water in the well when life is all about give and take relationship. So it is really nicely explained, sir. Good expression. I would like to say thank you so much, sir, bringing all this new topic, which we can never heard before. And thank you so much.
So, Priyanka Tapa, so you said you heard very good words because he said, if you pour some water on the well, you are able to take that water from the well on the basis of the quantity of the water. He said about the love and the well. If you give more love to other people in the form of expressing good thoughts, good feelings, good actions, if you give more love to the society, whenever you need, you may get more love from others. Just like you have shown good seeds in the earth, and you may get more fruits and more earning. So he is telling, if you have not poured water, you may not get water from the well. If you have not loved, if you have not done any good things to other people in the society, you may not get. So if you have not done anything and if you are expecting, you may get a disappointment. That's why if you want more love, goodness, happiness, everything, first you have to deposit. First you have to do some good things in the society. Then you may get just like a breeze, just like a gift, just like a rainwater. You may get good things from others. Say something, Priyanka Tapa.
Yes, sir, absolutely, sir. Nicely explained, sir. And sir, I have great news and good news to share
Amara sir.
with you all, sir. Can I share with you, sir?
Continue, Priyanka. Please continue.
Amara
Sir,
sir.
I have recently qualified the SLATE examination, sir, and the SAT exam too. I'm from
Oh,
Bengal.
congratulations.
And I have qualified SLATE examination, sir.
Oh.
And so after that, I have also filled up the form for the PhD from Manipur, sir.
Good. All the best, Priyanka.
Mizoram University
Tell me
also,
once
sir.
again, please.
Sir, I have filled up the form for the PhD, sir, from Mizoram University.
She cleared state eligibility
Okay.
text.
Very
State
good.
level.
The best. The best.
So hoping for the best future. A lot
Very
of
good, very
blessings
good.
and yes, prayers needed, sir.
Yes, all the best. I wish you all the best. So because Here, the great philosophers of the world, if you observe without any bias, so if people who experienced their life, sorrow, misery, unhappiness, they found many truths and they shared. That's why always share good things. If you share good things in the society, you may get good things just like a breeze to you. That's why appreciation is the most important thing for happy relationship. Seeing good in other activities is a most important pleasant relationship. So seeing good in other people is the most important thing for good relationship. So all the best, Priyanka Tapa.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else? Dr. Nirmala madam.
Amaresh sir.
Good evening,
Yes, sir.
Professor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hema madam, please continue.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Chinay,
welcome,
Chinay sir,
welcome.
and good evening, Amar sir. Today's topic was a very interesting topic, and sir has very clearly explained about the concept of love. Most of the religions
Hema
say that-
garu, welcome.
sir, most of the religions they insist upon the same word: love your neighbor, love yourself, love your parents, like that. You have explained very well today, sir, about the important topic. Thank you so much for enlightening us with a lot of knowledge, sir. That is what we have been seeing in all our religious books also. Islam says that, so also the Bible says that, so also our Bhagavad Gita also says that. Thank you for enlightening us with that subject, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Amar, sir.
Most welcome, madam. Anyone else? Thank you. Thank you very much. Sir, with your permission, may I go for presentation, sir? Good evening to Professor Chennai sir and Nobel participants. Publishing tips, tools, and resources. In general, the outline of the presentation, introduction, learning outcome, and conclusion. Before going to learning outcome and the actual topic, I would like to show two videos for your self-development and professional development. Three biggest enemies of your success. Everyone in a personal life or in a professional life, we need success, success, success. So what are the three biggest enemies of your success? How to overcome it?
Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a young man named Koji. Koji was an ambitious and driven individual who aspired to achieve great success in his life. He had heard stories of legendary warriors, wise philosophers, and enlightened monks who had accomplished extraordinary feats through their dedication and discipline. One day, Koji decided to embark on a journey to seek wisdom and guidance from a renowned Zen master who lived in a distant temple. He believed that the Zen master held the key to unlocking the secrets of success. Determined and full of hope, Koji set off on his journey. As Koji traveled through villages and fields, he encountered various challenges and obstacles. Along the way, he met a humble farmer named Hiroshi, who was known for his serene and contented nature. Intrigued by Hiroshi's peaceful demeanor, Koji approached him and asked for advice on the path to success. Hiroshi smiled warmly and said, "Success, my young friend, lies not in the grandeur of external achievements, but in finding peace within yourself and embracing the present moment. It is the journey, not the destination, that truly matters." Curious to understand more, Koji asked, "But how can I achieve great things if I don't strive for success and work hard?" Hiroshi replied, "Striving for success is indeed important, but it should not consume you. There are three enemies that can hinder your path to success: doubt, impatience, and attachment. These enemies can cloud your mind, preventing you from seeing the opportunities that lie before you. Intrigued by Hiroshi's wisdom, Koji asked, "Tell me more about these enemies and how to overcome them." Hiroshi nodded and began his tale. Long ago, there was a talented archer named Takeo. He had a dream of becoming the greatest archer in the land. Takeo possessed incredible skill and accuracy, but he was plagued by doubt. He constantly questioned his abilities and feared that he would never achieve his goal. One day, Takeo encountered a wise old monk who observed his struggle. The monk approached Takeo and said, "Young archer, doubt is the first enemy of success. If you constantly question your abilities, you will never reach your full potential. Believe in yourself and trust in your training." Takeo took the monk's words to heart and began to cultivate self-belief. With each arrow he released, he visualized success and banished doubt from his mind. Over time, his accuracy improved, and he became known as the most skilled archer in the land. Koji listened intently, captivated by the story. He eagerly asked Hiroshi to continue. Hiroshi smiled and continued. "The second enemy is impatience, which can lead to hasty decisions and missed opportunities. Let me tell you the tale of Imi, a talented painter who dreamt of creating a masterpiece that would be revered for generations. Imi spent years perfecting her craft, honing her skills, and studying the works of great artists. But impatience gnawed at her, and her lack of recognition, she became disheartened and began to doubt her abilities. One day, Imi met an elderly artist who had spent a lifetime creating breathtaking masterpieces. The elderly artist sensed Imi's impatience and shared his wisdom. "Patience, young artist, is the key to unlocking your true potential. Great art takes time, dedication, and perseverance." Imi took the elderly artist's words to heart and refocused her energy on honing her skills rather than seeking immediate recognition. She poured her heart and soul into each brushstroke, patiently perfecting her craft. Years passed, and Imi's patience paid off. Her masterpiece was hailed as a work of genius, admired by all who laid eyes upon it. Koji marveled at the power of patience and eagerly awaited Hiroshi's tale about the third enemy. Hiroshi's eyes sparkled as he continued. "The third enemy is attachment. Attachment to outcomes and possessions can cloud your judgment and hinder your ability to adapt. Let me share with you the story of Taro, a brilliant strategist. Taro was known for his strategic prowess and his ability to predict his opponent's moves. He believed that success lay in being one step ahead at all times. However, Taro's attachment to his strategies and his desire for control often blinded him to new possibilities. One day, Taro encountered a wise general who had led his army to victory against overwhelming odds. The general recognized Taro's attachment and shared his insight. "Detach yourself from your strategies, young strategist. Be open to new ideas and adapt to the ever-changing circumstances. Only then will you find true success." Taro embraced the general's words and began to approach each battle with an open mind. He let go of his attachment to specific strategies and adapted to the unique challenges presented to him. As a result, he achieved unparalleled victories and became renowned as the greatest strategist of his time. Hiroshi concluded his tales, and Koji sat in deep contemplation. He realized that doubt, impatience, and attachment were indeed formidable enemies that could hinder his journey to success. Armed with this newfound wisdom, Koji thanked Hiroshi for his guidance and continued on his path with renewed vigor and clarity. Along the way, he encountered numerous challenges, but he faced them with unwavering self-belief, patience, and adaptability. Years later, Koji achieved remarkable success in his chosen field, becoming a source of inspiration for others. He credited his triumphs to the valuable lessons he had learned on his journey. And so, the story of Koji and the three enemies of success spread throughout the land, inspiring countless individuals to overcome doubt, embrace patience, and let go of attachment. The tales serve as a reminder that success is not solely measured by external accomplishments, but by the inner peace and wisdom gained along the way. In the end, it was not the accolades, wealth, or fame that defined Koji's success, but the profound transformation he underwent as he embraced the teachings of doubt, impatience, and attachment. The lessons he learned were not confined to the realms of his achievements, but extended far beyond, shaping his character and enriching his soul. From this story, we have learned several valuable lessons. Number 1. Success is a journey. The story emphasizes that success is not merely reaching a destination, but rather embracing the entire journey. It encourages us to find joy and fulfillment in the process of striving for our goals. Number 2. Overcoming doubt. Doubt can hinder our progress and prevent us from realizing our full potential. The story highlights the importance of believing in ourselves, banishing self-doubt, and having confidence in our abilities. Number 3. The power of patience. Impatience can lead to hasty decisions, missed opportunities, and frustration. The story teaches us the significance of cultivating patience, dedicating ourselves to continuous improvement, and understanding that great achievements often require time and perseverance. Number 4. Letting go of attachment. Attachment to outcomes and possessions can limit our perspective and hinder our ability to adapt. The tale reminds us of the importance of letting go of rigid expectations, embracing change, and being open to new ideas and possibilities. Number 5. Wisdom from others. The protagonist seeks guidance and wisdom from various individuals along his journey. This highlights the value of learning from those who have walked similar paths before us, recognizing that their insights and experiences can offer valuable lessons for our own journeys. Number 6. Inner transformation. The story suggests that true success goes beyond external achievements. It emphasizes the inner growth, self-discovery, and wisdom gained through overcoming challenges and embodying qualities such as self-belief, patience, and adaptability. Overall, the story encourages us to redefine our perception of success, focusing not only on external measures, but also on inner fulfillment, personal growth, and the development of qualities that lead to a balanced and meaningful life.
So wonderful video. So the 3 enemies, if we to overcome, maybe we are very near to our success. How to increase focus and study more in less time. If Priyanka, Tapa, and other type of students, you are focusing on your professional development, enrolling for higher education and research. These tips are very, very useful, not only for students, even teachers also.
Once upon a time, there lived a young boy in a town. He was very weak in studies, because of which he used to get very low marks in exams. In the eyes of all the teachers of the school, he had a very poor image. The teachers did not like him, and his classmates used to make fun of him. His self-confidence was also very low due to being weak in studies. Due to this, his parents were also very upset. He himself was very troubled due to the image of being a bad student in the school. Often, he would try to study hard, but after some time, he would get bored and did not feel like studying. His mind was very restless, due to which he was not able to focus and study for long hours. He wanted to improve himself, but he did not know how he can improve himself. One day, one of his friends told him that a Zen monk was staying for a few days near their town. It is said that he is very wise. You go to him and meet him. Maybe he can help you. The next day, the young boy reached the Zen monk's place early in the morning. When he reached there, the Zen monk was meditating. The young boy sat in front of him and waited for the monk to come to his senses. After some time, when the Zen monk opened his eyes, the boy bowed down to him. Zen monk looked at the boy compassionately and asked him the reason for coming. The boy started sobbing and said, "Sir, please help me. I am very weak in studies. Whenever the teacher teaches something in the class, I do not understand anything. When I try to study at home, I don't feel like studying, and after a while, I stop studying. Due to this, I have a very poor image in my school. I don't understand what to do. Please help me." Zen monk consoled him and said, "Don't worry, my friend. There are many students like you who are facing this problem. But I am happy that you want to improve on it. Therefore, today I will give you some tips by following which you can not only increase focus of your mind, but also study more in less time. Therefore, listen carefully." The boy started listening carefully. The Zen monk continued. He said, "First, stop considering yourself unworthy. Stop judging yourself by judgment of others. Our mind is very powerful. We become what we think. If you will think yourself unworthy, then you will become unworthy. And if you will consider yourself worthy, then you will become worthy. Therefore, always believe that you are not less than anyone and are completely capable. Second, increase your focus with meditation. If you want to study more in less time and want to memorize what you read once, then you have to increase your focus. To increase focus, you should start doing meditation. By focusing your full attention on your breath during meditation, your concentration will increase. Apart from this, you can also practice backward countdown while meditation to increase your focus. For that, when you breathe in, watch your breath or recite any mantra in your mind. And when you breathe out, count 50 in your mind. Then, again when you breathe in, watch your breath or recite any mantra in your mind. And when you breathe out, count 49. Like this, count backward from 50 to 1. This will increase focus of your mind. When your focus will increase, then you will be able to study more in less time. Third, discipline yourself. If you want to do well in study, then you must discipline yourself. Make a schedule of your whole day, which includes eating at fixed time, sleeping at fixed time, waking up at fixed time, and studying at a fixed time every day. You will have to fix your studying hours, and then you have to study every day during the same time. When we do any work every day at a certain time, then our body gets ready for that work at that time. For example, suppose if you sleep at 9 o'clock every night, then whenever it will be 9 o'clock at night, you will start feeling sleepy. Similarly, if you will study at a certain time every day, then your mind will become ready to grab knowledge at that time. Therefore, make a schedule of your daily routine and do all your works according to that schedule. By doing this, your life will become disciplined, and only a disciplined life can move on the path of progress. Fourth, always be present and alert in your classroom. Learning always begins in the classroom. If you will not be present and alert in your classroom, then you will not be able to understand what your teacher has taught. And if You will be alert in your classroom and understand what your teacher has taught. Then, after going back to home, you will have to only revise it. And thus, you will not have to study for long hours at your home and can spend that time in some other activities. Therefore, never skip your class and always try to be present and be alert in your class. And if you do not understand anything, then never hesitate to ask your teacher. Fifth, take care of your physical health and mental health. It is very important for a student to have a good physical and mental health. Balanced diet and exercise can give you a good physical and mental health. You must know the right amount of food you need to eat according to your body. Never take heavy meals before you sit to study. Rather, take light and easily digestible food before you sit for study. Include soaked almonds, dry fruits, and pumpkin seeds in your daily diet. This will give strength to your brain and increase your memory. Some herbs like Brahmi, Shankh-pushpi, and Ashwagandha can increase your brain power and improve your mental health. It will not only reduce your stress level, but also enhance the quality of your sleep. And if you will get deep sleep every night, then you will be more alert during the day and be able to concentrate on your study. Apart from that, you must exercise every day for at least 30 minutes. It will keep you physically fit and active. Therefore, taking balanced diet, exercising, and including some nuts and herbs in your diet can improve your physical and mental health. If you will have a good physical and mental health, then you will definitely be bright in studies. 6. Minimize distractions and take short notes of what you study. Picking a good place to study can be the first step in keeping yourself focused on your study. Therefore, find a suitable place which is quiet and free of distractions for everyday study. Let your family members know when you are studying and ask them to give you space and be quiet. This will help you focus more on your study. Keep your mobile phone on silent mode or turn off notifications. Try not to study sitting on the bed because bed is used mostly for sleeping or resting. And when we study while sitting on bed, we start feeling sleepy. Therefore, always try to study while sitting on chair and table. If you get tired while sitting for a long time, then take a short break for a few minutes. During that break, you can listen to any song, walk for some time, you can do meditation, you can take a light snack or do any other work that refresh you. After taking a break, when you will sit down to study again, you will find that you are able to grasp easily what you read. While studying, do not forget to make short notes. Notes can help store information in your long-term memory. Written notes are remembered longer than what we read, and this will also make it easier for you to do revision at the time of your exams. After saying this, the Zen monk looked at the young boy and said, "My friend, if you follow these tips, then you will be able to increase your focus and progress well in your studies. And apart from that, you will also be able to score good marks in your exams." Then the Zen monk became silent. The young boy promised to Zen monk to implement all those tips in his life which were told by him. Then he bowed down to the monk and left from there. So friends, if you also want to improve in studies, then you should also apply these tips of a Zen monk in your life. This will not only help you to progress in your studies, but it will also increase your focus and concentration, which will be helpful in other aspects of your life as well. So start implementing these tips in your life one by one from today onwards, because a little progress each day adds up to big results.
Right. This is a very good story. Learning outcome, learning, publishing tips, tools, and resources. If you see the word clouds of publishing or publisher, publication, all these are all the relative words, areas, authors, publishers, list, examples, subscriptions, agreements, Springer, see n number of, right. Publishing tips, tools, and resources. Sign up to Research Insights today. I'm extremely sorry. Where you can get, I'm going to show you one by one, is a self-learning method. Before you publish, what you can do. So before even publishing, we need to take some pre-publication tasks. Here, perfect your manuscripts. A fantastic book cover. Get your website ready if you are going to publish even e-copy or e-book. Align your social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, even ResearchGate, and plan your book launch. Write your book description and categorize and keywords. Categories. Actually, some of them is a novel, is a romantic, or knowledge, or review, or research-based, or textbook. So it is better which area, which category. Before going to publish, you want to write your article first. Step-by-step research paper writing process. The writer, actually we organized n number of programs on how to publish your articles. Writer duty is writing, but unfortunately maximum hour, including myself also sometimes you can say, but with the help of senior teachers like Professor Chennai sir, my own guide, Professor B. Ramachandra Reddy sir, immediately after completing my PhD 2009, 2010, I published one book, then onwards publishing articles, books, so many things. Here it is a continuous process, step-by-step research paper writing process, how to. But maximum researchers, scholars, and students and teachers, we are thinking about, I was supposed to write a nice article, I want to publish, write. Only in abstract, but not in concrete. Suppose you want to write an article better, 24 hours, on mentioning again and again, only 10 lines per day, 24 hours, 10 lines. So it is not a easy, difficult task if you have plan. Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break, 50 minutes work, 10 minutes break. So if you 1 hour, 1 line also, if working hours, 8 hours, 8 lines, and another 2 hours, 10 lines if you write, it may become an excellent article within 1 month. So what are the steps?
Hi everyone, this is Laura Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and in today's video, I'll go through the step-by-step process that I use when I'm writing a research paper. Every person is different, but I think that there are some basic steps to writing a good research paper, and it doesn't involve just typing out as many words on a topic that you could possibly think of. Now, what I'm going to give you are fairly generic steps, but I think that they would apply to the majority of research papers, give or take a couple steps. If your paper is 8 pages or longer, I would strongly urge you to plan out the steps for your paper at least 4 weeks in advance. So you can watch my video on planning out big projects or research papers on that. I'll give you an idea of how long I think most of these steps would take for a 15-page paper, and you can adjust accordingly based on your assignment and your general research and writing speed. Here we go. Number one, understand the instructions. So read through the instructions for the assignment and make notes. It's obviously really important to understand exactly what the assignment is asking for and as early as possible. You don't want to find out that you don't understand something when you are down to the wire. Plus, if you have questions, I guarantee you're not the only one. Oh, and if you want to get a good grade, you need to follow the assignment instructions, even if you think it's a dumb assignment. I have learned that the hard way. So take the 30 minutes that it takes to understand the assignment completely. Number two, choose a topic. So after you figured out what the assignment is asking for, you'll need to pick a topic. You can pick one out of the air, but I would suggest choosing a couple of topics that seem interesting to you and then doing some superficial research just to make sure that there is enough interesting information out there to do a paper on. If you don't do this, you may have to change your topic later in the process after you've wasted considerable mental energy. So this step can take 1 to 2 hours depending on how much research you do on your possible topics. Number three, build a basic outline. So now that you have a topic, you are going to build a basic outline for your paper based on the instructions given. So I'm going to do a video on some of the outline tools that I use, but there is really no need to be fancy. Just make a list of the sections and some bullets underneath to give them more detail. So at this point, you haven't researched fully yet, so the outline is not going to be very detailed until you do. For example, I did a paper recently that asked me to explore a concept and gave several areas that needed to be addressed in the paper. A definition, 2 related theoretical perspectives, how the concept has changed over time, current practice or policy issues, and how these issues might differ for 2 countries. So based on these instructions, I put together the following initial outline. If your teacher or your professor provides exemplars or examples of exemplary papers from previous classes, I always use these to help me build a good outline. So I try to ignore the content since I don't want to be overly influenced by somebody else's work, but I will not hesitate to completely rip off a good structural design for a paper, as long as it flows with the way that I think. This should take you no more than an hour. Number 4, make a list of relevant research studies. So now you're going to use all of your resources, online and otherwise, to make a list of studies and articles to read for your paper. You can use Google Scholar, or if your learning institution has a library portal, you will have even better access to research journals and other scholarly resources. So I have a video that covers how I keep and reference this information, but for this step, you are just gathering a giant list of things to read that might be relevant to your research. Compiling this list can take 2 to 4 hours. Number 5, read, research, and make notes. So this is the step where you actually read through the studies and the articles and the papers on your list. Plan for this to take a little while. You need to read and take notes as you read. So I keep all of my quotes from the literature in a giant spreadsheet. Again, you can see my video on this. I highlight and copy into my spreadsheet any quotes that I might need to reference, important pieces of data, good arguments, examples, and findings from studies. I cut and I paste all of those quotes into a spreadsheet that is referenced back to the original article. As a rule, I don't usually need to read the entire journal article if I'm mostly interested in the results of the study. I simply quote the findings, which can usually be found in the abstract. If I'm citing liberally from a book, I try to get that book in Kindle format so that I can export those highlights into my spreadsheet. You can see my video on that as well. Also, many articles are in PDF format, and I have a video on exporting all the highlights from a PDF, so you don't have to do it laboriously one passage at a time. This step can take a really long time. I had almost 50 references for my last 17-page paper, and reading them took 8+ hours or so. Number 6, categorize highlights by outline section or topic. So once I have a giant list of highlights, I read back through them all, and as I do, I try to categorize each quote roughly mapping back to my outline. So in the case of my paper, does this quote have to do with the differences between 2 countries, or does it have to do more with current US policy? Sometimes it doesn't match well, in which case I put it into a miscellaneous category. Inevitably, I need more granular categories, so I can also create a subcategory column. For example, this quote has to do with a section of the paper on theoretical perspectives, but it has specifically to do with cognitive theory. So I can mark that differently than this quote about life course perspective. Number 7, make decisions by mind map. So as you're reading through the research that you have gathered, you might have to make some decisions about what are the strongest points to make in your paper. So how do you come to these decisions? Sometimes I use a mind map to gather my thoughts. A mind map is a visual tool to help you see how ideas are related to each other. So I might do a video just on mind maps, but for now, let's say you're trying to determine the 3 strongest arguments that you want to present. You write your main topic in the center, and then you write down all of the ideas that have emerged from your research. Now you're going to move those ideas into clumps that are related, and you will start to see some patterns emerge showing which arguments have the most backup in literature. It's not required, but if you are at all visual, mind maps will help you to see relationships and make decisions. Number 8, fill an outline with your research. So sort your reference spreadsheet based on paper section, and now beef up your outline with the information from your research. If you have 3 arguments to make, add those statistics, data, findings, and quotes that support those arguments. This step is not required, but it helps to make the writing process much faster. Number 9, write your draft. So now you're going to work off of your detailed outline or off of your basic outline and reference spreadsheet if you had skipped the last step, and start writing your draft. So I usually estimate about 1 hour per double-spaced page. You can go twice as fast if you have a detailed outline. At the drafting stage, instead of filling in full APA formatted references and citations, I use the reference numbers from my spreadsheet. Otherwise, I break the flow of writing, since for me, writing and fixing style issues are 2 really different cognitive processes. So my rule of thumb is to write in shifts, no longer than 6 hours at a stretch. After 6 hours, I'm just not as good a writer, but you may have really different parameters. Number 10, edit paper, fix APA, and fill in your references. So it's best to put a little time between this step and the last one just to clear your brain. So I aim for at least 24 hours, but 48 is even better. So this is when you reread, you edit grammar, you look at sentence structure, etc. I like to print out and edit with a red pen. This is also the time to fix your APA or writing style problems and format all of your citations. I format all of my citations on my spreadsheet, and then I sort them alphabetically before pasting them into my paper. I find that this saves me the hassle of alphabetizing as I go. So I just have to remember to italicize the relevant bits once I paste them back into the paper. I give myself at least 4 hours for this step. I'm still learning on APA format, so I need the extra time. Number 11, find a second reader. So my graduate program employs a writing advisor. I use him all of the time. I ask him a bunch of esoteric APA questions, and I always have him read my papers. So even if he doesn't provide that much feedback, I feel better having another set of eyeballs read through it and point out obvious issues. If you don't have access to a writing advisor, get a friend or a colleague whose opinion you respect to read through it. And number 12, make final edits and submit. Implement whatever suggestions came from your second reader, provided that you agree with them. Give it one last read through and submit. And that's it. Those are the steps that I follow for decent length research papers. Let me know what you think.
Right. 5 tips for writing your first book. So we are moving from simple to complex because our participants from a heterogeneous group, even if you are totally clueless. Here you can see the practice your writing skills before you start writing an entire book. Just part to whole, first chapter, you need one plan, outline, how many chapters, how many words. Learn from your favorite books as well as books that you didn't like. Because what you are not maybe liking, those type of books will give you direction but not to write. And the best books show you direction how to write. Accept that you have a lot to learn, even if you have been writing for long. There is even the first video, the expertise, excellence never come easily and quickly. But only thing, we don't have that much experience to predict how much I supposed to extend or efforts or spend time. Follow the steps of someone who's written books before, so you don't get lost in the process. Finally, remember that writing a great book is all about great editing. That's why write, rewrite, edit, always proofread. All these things is a continuous process. Author service, Springer Nature, Sage, even Tyler and Francis, and number of world famous publishers always providing author services. Here you can see how to publish your research, a step-by-step guide to getting published. There are n number of ways to learn by yourself. Here we can get from Tyler and Francis. Whenever you are going to write or publish something, better to learn things on what topic you're supposed to write, area or discipline or type of whether novel or crime or romantic or whatever. So here the author services step by step. Already before going to show to you, I already visited this website. I have gone through this step by step. If you are new, you want to get more information, author's information, while filling some forms, you will get extraordinary material. Just it is taking few seconds. Otherwise, if I opened already, I can close it actually. Okay, I can show you in Google Chrome. Right. This one you can see step by step authors, how to publish articles. Here you can see there are 8 steps they given. Number 1, research your options, draft your article, instruction for authors, make your submission, peer review, and making revisions. Your article is accepted, promoting your work. So if you go to step by step, choosing a journal, a free guide, or publishing tips, simply I can click, automatically it will open new window. Here step by step they given author services. This is the tips and number of, you can see here, Research Insights is a free weekly resource helping you navigate every step of the publishing journey. Research Insights provides expert advice and support on a range of topics, including how to get published, writing and formatting your paper, open access and open research, peer review and becoming a peer reviewer, and maximizing the impact of your research. I would like to submit the columns also, information in front of you. That's why I didn't submit earlier. And here salutation, you can select if you are a doctor or doctorate or Mr. or Miss or Mrs. Simply you select a first name. I can select. So email ID, then company, here I can select NEHU Shillong. So job here, a researcher, other. So I can take as a researcher here. Country, India. And your subject area. Here mine is education. I can select education. Simply next. Already submitted. You can please select education interest, education policy, adult education, lifelong learning, early. So whatever I can, there are n number of, you can see areas. I selected submit form. When you submit, immediately they will start to send every week information to you. No need to ask. Even we organized earlier program on Sage, Springer Nature, on the 16 weeks program. Right. This is about now. Here, how to find journal. When you click, there are n number of ways. Step 1, right. Here the same thing, but here publishing research. Steps to publication. Here you can see the publication, what are the steps. Choosing a journal. First you identify. maximum number of rejection rate because of not following the guidelines of the journal. Maximum rejection rate, suppose already I informed university news, maximum they are publishing secondary database, not empirical data. So, and some analytical related, descriptive related. Writing your paper, how to, suppose choosing a journal. So you want to know about how to choose a journal, simply click, automatically it will guide you how to choose. So writing your paper is. Now actually I supposed to use two systems, one for my presentation purpose, one for a program purpose. But even though I am using the same, because it consumes more data, writing your paper, preparing and writing an effective research paper, you can see here. They're given gems to here, know who you are writing for, read the guidelines, structuring your article, writing your manuscript, formatting your paper before you submit, enhance your paper, and number of things. Very nicely they can given here, know who you are writing for. Again, aim and scope of the journal, choosing a journal. If you want more information, read the guidelines, instructions. See, very nicely. That's why even here, get help formatting your manuscripts. The publication or publishers are providing the type of help while taking pay and use also. Write a method, authors. So it is better always go through this type of guidelines to learn how to format. Yes, see, writing your paper, everything you need to know to prepare and write an effective research paper. You want to download your free guide, writing your paper. This is very nice. Sometimes when you're clicking about directly, it will come to PDF. Otherwise, it will go to some other external link. So here I can show you. Right. If it takes more time, no problem. Still, it is progressing. Right. So this is this n number of tips. We can go one by one. So this is what type of tips you can get from international reputed institutions and authors. You are not able to live with Shakespeare, but you can live with the writings of the Shakespeare. Even though thousands of years back, even Ramayana, Mahabharata, Purana, Itihasas, whatever, it is not possible to live with Valmiki or Vyasa, but their writings you can live in the same way. If you see the writing styles of the authors, great educationalists, you can change your writing style. Tips for publishing.
My top tip, or actually there'd be two top tips for publishing for somebody that's really early in their career. One would be make sure that you know all the background of your, what you're writing about, so that you make sure you reference all the previous work that's been done, and that you put it in the context of what's been done. And sometimes you have to go back beyond 2005. I know a lot of the younger people don't always go back, past 2005 on the lit search, because they think, well, that's far enough. But really, there's a lot of good chemistry that was actually done in the 1800s, 1900s that's relevant. And then the other thing would be choice of reviewers, when you submit an article, make sure that you put down some referees that you would recommend that could do a good review of your article, but make sure that those people are experts in the field and not necessarily, you know, somebody that you had a beer with at a meeting or a friend or something like that. Make sure it's somebody that can really do a good review, because that will ultimately help your paper in the end, because you'll get good feedback, which will improve your paper, and then it'll, you know, be a better paper in the journal.
People get tempted to copy and follow the footsteps of people who have gone through before. But I like to suggest that the best way to stand out as a scientist is to focus on new things and novelty of your research. So try to focus on why your work is different from others.
Think carefully about what the impact is of your discovery or invention or the advance you have made. So make absolutely clear, even if it's a very tiny advance, make clear, you know, why this is important and why the community should read this and why it should be published in a Royal Society journal of high standards.
I think it's really important for authors to tell a story in their paper. So they don't just need to report a particular piece of data or a particular method, but actually to have a narrative with a beginning, middle, and end. It sounds obvious, but they need to set up the problem that they're trying to address. Authors need to, and then explain the work that they've done, the experiments that they've done, but also then conclude in how that addresses the fundamental problem they've set up. So in a sense that there needs to be, this is what we thought was the problem, this is how we addressed it, and this is what it means. And that meaning is often very much lost with people get too close to the data. But it's the meaning that people will take away from the paper and the meaning that they'll cite.
You know, to write a good paper, you should put a context there very clearly, so people can follow, you know, the flow of your story. And of course, you know, the structure, the data organization, all these things are very important.
I mean, my top tip would be obviously to just write the best paper you can, that goes without saying, and to make sure that you've worked very hard with your co-authors to get it as good as it can be, but particularly focus on the abstract. Sometimes they get a bit forgotten and they can be written the last thing in the paper and put together in a bit of a rush. It's always worth remembering it's probably the bit that people will really read from your paper. It's the bit that they'll find in the online database. It's got to cover the key points and also draw them in, make them want to go and look at the article, see how you've done things and read the underlying science. So a good abstract can really go a long way, I think, in publishing good articles.
My top tip for publishing is to ensure that the title and the abstract of the article contains keywords that explain and describe what's within the article. This is especially important when it comes to search engines, since they're going to pick up these terms and they're going to build up an index of those terms. So they're going to, you know, deliver that content based on what's within that title.
If I was to advise a new author, I would suggest that they try to write a concise cover letter. I find that really helps me work out that I've chosen the correct journal, and also I find often that in phrasing the cover letter of why it's important, I often end up going back to my own manuscript and rewriting the introduction.
Write a good cover letter highlighting the novelty of your work. That is something really important, and many times as an associate editor, I do not see it. That is something definitely all the editors across the board, across the journal, in different publishing houses wants to see. They would like to see a cover letter, crisp, bullet pointed, what exactly is the novelty of someone's work.
When you think about submitting a paper, I think it's critically important to think about that paper in the context of what the reader will want to read. And if you think that as a reader, you'd be really happy with that paper in a given journal, then go ahead and submit it. If you scratch your head and say, I don't know, but I'll try anyway, odds are you may not be putting the paper in the right journal.
I always tell my students to wait another day, another week, and come back again to proofread it. You will find many mistakes or typos. So this is very important for the quality of the manuscript.
So we're often asked by authors how important formatting is when they submit their paper to us, because each publisher has their own house style. So my top tip is actually that it's not that important to do that on your first submission. If your paper's accepted, then we'll make sure it's formatted to RSC requirements, as long as in your submission your paper is clear and understandable for the referees and the editors. That's the most important thing.
Do not let the rejections, dishearten you, depress you. It happens to everybody. It happened to everybody. Yes, everybody feels bad when a paper gets rejected, wherever, whichever the journal it is. But do not take it personally. Do not take it very seriously though. Learn from it, but do not take it personally, and definitely do not let that frustrate you not doing good work. So, continuously evolve, learn from the mistakes, and make yourself better.
My advice is, as one of the best organizations on this chemical science, I think Royal Society of Chemistry has one of the best journals in every branch of chemistry. So I will strongly encourage them to submit their best work to Royal Society of Chemistry.
So, right. There are 50 plus publishing resources are available. Really wonderful. Like I referred, whatever I'm sharing with all of you before going to share, it is my duty to check the authenticity and validity, reliability of the content. 50 plus publishing resources you should know about. The resources, they divided into different types of categories: book development and editing services, writers digest, critique and editing service, Red Sea, and see n number of even the Tyler and Francis says Springer Nature also they're providing with payment cover design services. Even here I have some, I can show you. I published these publications. So within India, right, these are the books. Actually, the cover I designed by myself. This is from Lap Lambert publication in collaboration with one of our dissertation students, a description of the book and cover page. The same, but whatever books published within India, free of cost, they publish discovery publication, but they done everything. This is also same discovery publication, one more, and one is a random publishing house. So they published free of cost, and they provided 15 copies. So this type of cover design service, some online books, if you are publishing, you can publish by yourself and you can select by yourself, book launch, and book distribution services, Smashwords, Draft to Digital, Book Baby, see, n number of and website building tools, WordPress, and Squarespace, Wix, Weebly, Tumblr. Actually, while doing MOOC course, I came to know about this Tumblr, PubSite, graphic design tools, Canva is a design feed, and BookBrush, n number of book marketing agencies. So after publishing, it is our duty to marketize those who are in general researchers we are not doing, but others, those who are financial, commercial related, they can make, and online courses, self-publishing formula, Writer Digest University, Manuscript Academy, n number of, and writer communities, Keyboards, Writerscape, Absolute Writer, Water Cooler, see, n number of, and publishing industry news, Publishers Weekly, Publishers Launch, the Hot Sheet, and Publishing Perspective, the Booksellers, and publishing blogs also there, and the Writer Unboxed, Authors Craft and Business Fiction, and Geo Conroth, a website guides to publishing. Even myself, based on my blog, I have Shillong Education and hamsareddy.blogspot. While more than 120 viewers, I'm getting some offers also to publish some ads, but I don't want to make it a commercial, just for sharing information. Want to share this site, so if you want, you can do. like this, there are n number of ways, and these are all 10 steps to write the self-publishing your first book. How to set goals and stick to them, organize your thoughts, write and stay focused, edit, proofread, and edit again and means re-edit, design and publish, launch with some noise, give away free ebooks to library and some other, price properly, partner with other ebook writers, develop here marketing plan. The last slide here, simple facts about ebooks. This is the age of digital world, so it is our duty to, you can go for easily, even Rajaram Mohan Rai. So wing is there under Ministry of Education. They are providing freely ISBN number. You can publish your own books. Ebook is short for electronic book, and you can print them out as well. Ebooks come in digital formats such as PDF, PNG, MOBI, or EPUB. PDFs are easiest to share online and can be instantly read by most browsers. Ebooks have many forms, but usually contains a long form text on specific topic. They can look like a traditional book with chapters, headings, and sections. Or ebooks can have lots of supporting visuals, so they look more like magazines, sometimes even nowadays online e-papers. Earlier only text, they're giving images and text, but nowadays videos are also there. Maybe Professor Venkateswara sir, Professor Chennai sir, those who are reading online Yenadu newspaper, they're giving information through videos, not only even Telugu, almost all newspapers. Most ebooks are over 20 pages, but can be a lot shorter depending on the topic. So these are all myself and Dr. Madam, Sutasri Madam's models of learning, teaching. So over to Professor Chennai sir before going for vote of thanks.
So congratulations, Samray sir, for your nice presentation, good expression, good organization.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have, I think I would like to share one more information also. Professor Chennai sir also published Lab Lambert Atomic Publishing, Germany. When I was a postdoctoral fellow, sir did everything by himself, editing, cover design. Still, I remember, sir, those sweet moments. You designed by yourself, cover selected, everything you did. So,
yes,
sir,
yes,
may I
yes. World of Love and Peace. The book title.
Okay, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
So,
World of Love and Peace. True.
Very nice summary, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Already some of the participants, they are texting feedback. Okay. It gives me immense pleasure to express my gratitude to my own teacher, philosopher, guide, mentor, Professor P. Chennai sir, for a wonderful keynote address.
So,
and Professor.
Actually,
Professor Prabhasankar Sukla sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and Professor Dixit sir, former Registrar and former Director, IQAC, Professor Raja Reddy sir, Sri Venkateswara University Vice Chancellor, Professor Mithali Kaur, Dr. Srutasni Gogoi Madam for wonderful support, Professor Mipun sir, ISTD Chairman, Shillong Chapter. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thanks for interaction with Professor Chennai sir, to Hema Madam and Priyanka Papa from Darjeeling, Hema Madam from AP, and all the participants. Professor Venkatrao sir, special thanks. After a long time, we are seeing and we heard, listen, sir, very nice. And see you again tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the rate of 97th International Workshop. Thank you very much. Our national anthem, immediately I can share a feedback form to get your certificate.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. Thank you. Please submit your feedback form. YouTube viewers also, please submit.